We are the first Central Americans, the first Americans. We are the first people of these lands. Our language is older than the rivers that carved this earth. From the jungles of Petén to the highlands of Guatemala, from the shores of Belize and Honduras to the volcanic soil of El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama, our nations lived. Maya, Lenca, Pipil, Bribri, Ngabe, Kuna, Chorotega, and more.
We built empires before empires had a name. Our cities rose like stars across the earth.
We had Tikal, Copan, Tazumal, Cuscatlán, Nicarao, Gran Nicoya. We studied the heavens and charted the skies.
We carved calendars more precise than Europe would know for centuries. We counted zero before the old world could imagine it. We healed with plants, with roots, with knowledge passed down like sacred fire. We built pyramids that touched the sky.
Europeans and people around the world still come to us for us to reveal our secrets, our forbidden knowledge.
Then came the ships, strange sails on the horizon, men who carried steel and disease.
They called it discovery. We call it invasion. They called it conquest. We call it genocide.
They called us savages and cruel, but we forged the arts. We wrote the codices and built great empires. I am the root. I'm the arrow that cuts through their lies, and they dehumanize us by calling us cannibals. They said we sacrificed people to justify their bloody conquest. But what is conquest but a genocide? They murdered and pillaged, as they still do until this very day. Yet they called us savages.
I am Guatemala, the land of the Maya and many indigenous people. Pedro de Alvarado came with fire and sword to Guatemala, his horses trampling the Quiche and Cachico, burning our kings alive.
Forcing our children into slavery. Gil González Dávila marched into Nicaragua, enslaving the Chorotega and Nicarao.
While Francisco Hernández de Córdoba carved conquest into Nicaragua. Diego de Nicuesa and Vasco Núñez de Balboa stormed Panama, breaking the backs of the Ngebe and the Kuna. Thousands perished, and millions more followed in the decades later, sending thousands in chains to Panama. Cristobal de Olir spilled blood in Honduras, but we did not fall in silence. The Lenca warrior Lempira stood tall on the mountains, rallying thousands until Spanish bullets took his life. The Pipil of El Salvador rose in rebellion, fighting against Alvarado's cruelty. Their resistance burned into memory. The Quiche refused submission. Atanasio Tzul crowned himself king centuries later to remind us the struggle never died.
The blood of millions darkened these lands. Maya kings were chained. Lenca warriors cut down.
The Nahua of El Salvador hunted like animals, languages silenced, temples burned, offspring stolen from the arms of their mothers. They told us we were gone. They wrote us into the past. The remaining were labeled mestizos. With a pen, we were erased. Today, we are called mestizos, but these faces are not mixed. They are indigenous to these lands.
They also call us Hispanics or Latino. Do these faces look like they came from Spain? Do we look European to you?
But listen, we are not ghosts. We are not extinct. Anthropology proves what we already know.
The ancient bones in Copan and in Nicaragua, the ancient DNA of the dead in El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, they are our blood. Genetic studies show the same haplogroups flow in the veins of Maya, Pipil, Lenca, Bribri, Ngebe, and Kuna descendants today.
Archaeology uncovers not strangers, but our ancestors. The temples, the codices, all whisper our true ancestry.
They gave us a Bible and took our lands. They gave us a God and took our lives. They said to love our neighbor as our own, but they never show that same love back. When the Spanish came, they came as a lion to rule and to eat everything in sight.
But we did not forget. We knew who we were and who we still are. Mestizaje said, "You are mixed, you are not indigenous anymore." But the mirror tells another story. The blood of our indigenous grandmothers, the faces of our fathers, we wear them every day. Even the ones who call themselves mestizo walk with indigenous ancestry in their veins. You see them every day.
We are the majority, not the minority. They tried to erase us with lies, but our blood and faces never lies.
Colonization took and displaced us. But we are the true Americans. Colonization relabeled us and erased us, but we are still here. We toil under Spanish chains to then serve Anglo masters, but we are the sons and daughters of empires beyond the dreams of the colonists. Many of us flee north into the United States to be treated like foreigners in our ancient lands. The borders were placed there to divide us from our indigenous brothers in the north, and we are the same bloodline. They say we are illegal aliens, but my presence is resistance. This is survival. This is revolution. To the sons and daughters of Central America, to those scattered in the north, to those working the fields, to those who have forgotten where they came from, remember. Join the Indigenous Revolution. The Indigenous Revolution exists to tear down the lies, to give voice to the silenced, to bring our history to the front, to remind the world that we are not relics of the past. We are nations still alive.
So share this message, subscribe to this movement, spread the word to your family, your neighbors, your children.
Because we have endured 500 years of conquest and erasure, and still we rise.
To remind the world that we are not relics of the past. We are nations still alive. We are the first, and we are still here.
Our memory cannot be buried. Our spirit cannot be conquered. Stop calling yourself Hispanic, Latino, and accept your original identity. We are indigenous, not aliens to these lands. That's revolution. When you no longer accept the labels imposed on you. When you no longer accept to be called foreigner on your own lands. This is why Indigenous Revolution exists, to give you your history back that was taken from you. Share and subscribe to the channel.